nikicharmz, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I am Nikki of Balloon by nikicharmz. In today's video, we're doing a balloon garland on the wall. I know a lot of people have been requesting it, so I'm doing a fall theme balloon garland on the wall. I want to decorate my living room, so I want to bring some fall vibes. I know we just jumped into Christmas, but it is still fall and it's before Thanksgiving, so I want to decorate and I'm going to show you. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, let's get started. So I wanted to show you the before we decorate so you can see the after. For this video, we're using Tough Text blush, orange, goldenrod, and I'm double stuffing with gold and black balloons, both purchased from Amazon. And I'm using 11-inch, 17-inch, and 5-inch balloons, but mainly 11 and 5 inches. And all materials will be in the description box below. First thing I'm starting off with is double stuffing the balloons with its gold inside of orange, which comes out to a nice chromy kind of orange color. And then I blow up the balloons, release some air, crisscross, and tie it off, creating a dupe, which is 2 balloons. And I repeat this process until I have 3 pairs of dupes. I'm doing a cluster of 6. Normally I do a cluster of 8, but I'm trying a different method this time. Once all 3 pairs of dupes are blown up, I intertwine to create a cluster of 6. Moving on to our custom nude color, which is gold inside of blush. And I'm just repeating the same process, but I'm adding 1 17-inch balloon into the cluster. So it's 5 11-inch and 1 17-inch. The struggle. See, sometimes the balloons have a mind of its own. And if you want to see a detailed tutorial of how to create these clusters using double stuffed balloons, I'll link in the description box below. Now I'm moving on to my custom burnt orange color, which is black and stuffed inside of orange. This is the perfect fall color. And of course, and this cute custom mustard color, which is gold inside of goldenrod. Now that all my clusters are made, I'm using 260 balloons to connect the clusters to each other. First thing you want to do is stretch it out, but be careful and don't get popped. Then you want to cut it, then fold it in half and create a knot, because you want to make it like a rubber band so it'll easily slide onto the cluster. Then you want to take it and slide it onto one of the balloons in the cluster. Once it's connected to the cluster, you can take another cluster and connect it to another cluster by just sliding the band on another balloon. You could use rubber bands for this method, but I only had 260 balloons. It could be a little hassle to connect the clusters together if the band is too tight and your 260 is cut way too short. And if so, just don't cut the 260 in half. But for me, I'm trying to save some material. I repeated this process for a couple of my clusters, except for a couple so I can start my garland. And here it is. I have 14 clusters using 6 balloons. Normally, I would just tie the necks of the balloons together to create a garland, but I'm trying a new method this time. But to start my garland, I'm using the necktie method. A detailed tutorial will be in the description box below. So I'm just taking the necks of the balloons and I'm tying them together. This is the method I prefer, but I am trying something new today. And this mini garland is just to start the garland on the wall. And here's my mini garland to get it started. Now time for some fun. And of course, me vibing out per usual. What's the sense of working hard if you can't have fun? Let's just say TikTok made me do it. Okay, back to work. So my essentials for hanging a balloon on the wall is masking or painter's tape and a wall hook. My disclaimer is do not skip the painter's tape. It is essential. It prevents you from stripping your walls. Here's a close-up of me placing the masking tape down and placing the hook on top of it. Make sure to press down so the hook is secure. Next, you want to take a 260 cube balloon, which I'm stretching out. Then you want to tie it onto the hook. And I just wrap it around the hook and double knot it so that it has two ends. And I tug on it a little bit so I know it's secure. And now we're good to go. Now we take our mini balloon garland and we wrap it around the 260 in a figure 8 method, just so that the balloons will stay secure. And if you feel like it's still loose, you can use the other end of the 260 and wrap it around the balloons, just so that it could be more snugged. And that's how you start the garland. And if you're creating a long garland, you want to put some hooks in multiple places, as you see I'm doing. The key points is to do it at the beginning and end of the garland and in between. So for this garland, I think I used about 4 hooks. And you continue the same process of wrapping a 260 around a balloon once the hook is connected to the wall. And after that, I just connected my clusters 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 using the band that I made. Doing this method actually gives you a little more free range of where you want to place your clusters. Now I'm heading to the ceiling. My vision is to have the garland starting from the ceiling and cascading down to the floor. And I'm just placing the hook on the ceiling the same way how I did it on the wall. I know each balloon artist have a different method, but this is the cheapest and quickest way for me. Once that's done, I just keep adding clusters onto the garland. And when hooking your garland to the ceiling, just make sure that the 260 is wrapped around the balloons tightly so you do not see the hook. It's supposed to give the illusion like it's floating in the air. Next, we're blowing up some 5-inch balloons so I can create some mini 5-inch balloon garlands. And we blow them up the same way how we would blow up regular size balloons. I'm blowing up 2 balloons at a time and tying them off, creating dupes. I have about maybe 10 dupes. You can make it as long or short as you want. And I'm blowing up my 5-inch balloons with the manual pump. It's just my preference. I think it goes faster. Now to create the garland, you want to take a 260 balloon, stretch it out, and wrap the 260 around the balloon, leaving some of the 260 loose. And you just want to continue to add the balloons on top of each other and just wrapping it around the 260. Placing the balloon in the opposite direction from the previous one. And when you get to the last one, just make sure to wrap the 260 around the balloons a couple of times to make sure that it's secure. And it's just as simple as that. You can make it as short or long as you like. And I repeated this process a couple of times until I had about 5 mini garlands. Some were longer, some were shorter. At this point, I was putting my artistry to the test, adding the mini garlands in with the clusters and just playing around with it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. This is what makes it organic, and I love how it came out. So I wanted my garland a little more thicker in some places, so I added clusters on the sides. And you just want to play around with the shape until you find the desired look you're looking for. Yes, this was definitely out of my comfort zone, but I'm happy I did it. There's so many different ways you can style balloons. And with these 5-inch balloons, it's the perfect way to add texture to your garlands. Now let's finish up the bottom. As I'm adding a cluster, I'm shaping it at the same time and designing in certain areas as I go. So the key to making your garland stand out is the placement of the balloons. And with these mini garlands, you don't really have to add too many filler balloons in because the mini garlands stand out on its own. And it's so versatile that you can actually shape it how you like. It was cute, but I still wanted to add just a little bit of filler balloons into it. So I placed it in a couple of spots, but not too many. And to place these filler balloons in, all I'm doing is stretching out my 260 and wrapping it around the balloons. And adding my last cluster into the ceiling. And of course, so for this mini garland, I had to keep playing around with it till I found the perfect shape I like. I even had to add in some more clusters just so it could look a little more full. Once I was done, I was in love. And here's how it looks. It's cute, but I had to fix a couple of things. And here's the finished look. It's definitely giving fall vibes, which I love. And I'm in love with the design that I did. It's even more beautiful in person. And to set off the decor, I added some pumpkins, some leaves, pampas grass, and hay, which came out so beautiful. This is the perfect setup for Thanksgiving or even a Friendsgiving, which I'll be doing, so you want to stay tuned to see my little tablescape. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. And that's a wrap. I hope this video was very fun and informative, and if it was, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And you want to subscribe because I'll be starting a Christmas series where I'll be posting multiple times a week until Christmas. I'll be doing Christmas DIY projects, Christmas trees, balloon setups, so you want to stay tuned. And I want to say thank you for all my subscribers out there and helping me build a community, and we're just getting started. Also, turn on your notification bell, which is the bell down there. It will notify you when I post new videos. And until next time, be blessed, guys.